What is up, Cradix? Mr. will be talking about this week's Dumb Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for January 23rd through January 29th, 2025. For login unlocks, we have the Black Snake Yoga Rishima outfit, the Red Serpent leather jacket, the Snake Soul pendant, the Snake King pendant, the Red Snake Soul cap, and the Gray Snake King cap. For new content, we have the new Lunar New Year themed stun races, which is a very interesting choice there from Rockstar. If you play any of them this week, you will unlock the Lunar New Year livery for the Penumbra FF. We also have the new Yuanbao collectibles. Collecting all 36 of these will unlock you the Gold Snake Santo Capra outfit. Now this is all pretty cool, however we don't have any new drip feed cars this week, which is a real shame. It's been 2 weeks since the last one was added, which was the Fireboat ASP, so we still have 2 drip feed cars and 3 aircraft left for the drip feed of this DLC. Anyways, the current price ride for this week is the Rebel GTS. It's primarily based on the 4th gen BMW X5 and has a normal price of just under 1.2 million. To get it for free this week, you have to get first place in an LS Carmine Series race for 3 days in a row. In regards to performance, in the SUVs class, it is a top 10 performing vehicle in that class. It's super fun to drive with its speed and handling and has some great customization as well. Highly recommend trying to acquire this one this week. Continuing to the test ride vehicles, we have the Vamos, the Feltzer, and the Pagali, and all 3 of these are Move website vehicles. And for current gen console users, we have the Turismo Classic as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Continuing to the Casino Podium vehicle, we have the Stinger GT. And to clarify, this one used to be a Remove website car, but it was added back to the website with the HSS Sabotage DLC. Anyway, it's primarily based on the Ferrari 250 GTO, and has a normal price of just under 900,000. In regards to performance, in the Sports Classes class, it is a below average performing car in the class for most tracks, but honestly, considering it's an OG classic car, it's not too terrible. However, I will mention that it unfortunately basically has no visual customization except for the usual internal performance mods, paint, and wheels. In terms of the dealership cars this week, in luxury autos, we have the Coquette D1 and the Turismo Maggio. Continuing to Simeons, we have the Damon, the Rustin, the Landstalker XL, the Rapid GT, and the Bodhi, and all of these are Move website vehicles. Continuing to the discounts, starting off with the property discounts, we have 30% off the nightclubs, as well as the upgrades/renovations for them. Continuing to the vehicle discounts, starting off with the test ride, we have 30% off the Vamos, which again is our Move website car. This was in the muscle car class and is an above average performing car in the class. It has good acceleration and great customization, however its handling is very sketchy with the handling flags that it has, where it steers in random directions on its own when it's going over certain bumps, which makes it very inconsistent and a bit annoying to drive. But again, it does look fantastic, and I think it's still a pretty good looking muscle car to have in your garage. Next up in the test ride, we have 30% off the Pagali, again our Move website vehicle as well. This was in the Sports Classics class and is a top 15 performing vehicle in the class, not including HSW around most tracks. It's super nice to drive and has some decent customization as well. Moving on to Simeons, we have 30% off the Rustin, again our Move website vehicle. This was in the Sports class, and despite its crazy track car styling, it unfortunately is one of the slowest cars in the class due to its poor handling and speed. I'm not sure what Rockstar was thinking when they decided to give it such terrible performance. It should have at least had good handling even if it was slow, but yeah, terrible handling, terrible speed. It's just not that great, but at least it still looks pretty cool. Moving on to the Legendary Motorsport website, we have 30% off the 300R. This was in the Sports class and is a mid-tier performing car in that class, so it's not the quickest thing, but the customization and styling is fantastic. It's normally pretty expensive, and at this price I think it's a pretty decent deal. Next up, we have 30% off the Coquette D10. So this one's in a Sports class and has a great top speed, being in top 10, not including HSW. However, its handling and acceleration is pretty terrible, making it a mid-tier performing car in that class, which is a real shame. But at least Rockstar got the styling right and gave it some decent customization. I'd say it's worth it for the styling alone. Continuing, we have 30% off the VSTR. So this one's in the Sports class and is a mid-tier performing car in that class, so ironically it's not too far off the Coquette D10. It's got great acceleration, speed, and it's a ton of fun to drive, plus it has some great customization. One of my favorite sports sedans in the game, highly recommend this one. Moving on to the Summer San Andreas website, we have 30% off the Penumbra FF. This was in the Sports class and actually has identical track performance to the Coquette D10, which shows how quick this car is. It has great acceleration and handling, it's all-wheel drive and great customization as well. The only negative thing about this car is its top speed is pretty low, but the rest of it is fantastic. And lastly, on to Latest Travels website, we have 30% off the Volatus. So it's a Pegasus aircraft and seats 4 players. It's the second fastest heli in the game for top speed. However, it sadly doesn't offer any customization except for the usual paint colors in the hangar. Moving along to the gun van, with the follow weapons available this week and 30% off the Tactical SMG. For double money, we have double money NRP on the new Lunar New Year stunt races. Also, we have double money on the nightclub daily safe income and the nightclub goods missions from Johan as well. So sadly, no double money on the nightclub sales themselves, which is a real shame. Anyway, for the weekly challenge, if you get first place in any 2 stun races, you'll get 100k. For the FIB priority file in the Garment Factory this week, it's going to be the black box file. Continuing to the weekly vehicle robberies from the Salvage Your Biz, they can be only changed once per event week. We have the cargo ship robbery with the Click, the Duggan robbery with the Dominator ASP, and lastly the Podium robbery with Thrax, and none of these are claimable this week. And lastly, for the time trials, this week's normal time trial is down Chiliad. This is arguably the hardest time trial in the game, at least in my opinion. I recommend using a quick bike for this one if you decide to attempt it. For the premium race, we have the Muscle Car Race Muscle In. I highly recommend the Dominator GT or the Buffalo STX for this race. And if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using the HSW Vigero ZX. And lastly, for current gen console users, the HSW Time Trial Specific Bluffs. As always, the HSW Hacker to Drag were the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, I'm going to have to go with the VSTR. This thing is just so much fun to drive, has great customization, sounds great, it's just a lot of fun. I think it's a pretty decent deal at this price. Anyways guys, overall this event week I would say is pretty average. The Lunar New Year stuff is okay, but no new drip feed cars being added and pretty lackluster double money is a bit disappointing. However, the quantity of vehicle discounts is decent and we do have a property on sale this week, so I'm going to give this week slightly a little bit of a bump up to a 6 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And again, I'm not sure why Rockstar is taking so long to give us more drip feed cars. It's been about 2 weeks since the last one with the Firebolt ASP. So with this event week, that will be 3 weeks. And then if Rockstar doesn't give us a new vehicle in the next event week, that will be pretty much an entire month. So what might be possible, what I think Rockstar might be doing, for those of you who don't know, the GTA Plus benefits end on February 5th, and February 6th would be when the event week after the next one starts. So I think Rockstar is trying to stretch it out until then. That way they can sort of incorporate the next drip feed car into their GTA Plus stuff, maybe make it a free vehicle, who knows. So that's what I think is happening there at this point, since Rockstar has been delaying it so much. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. As always, thanks again for watching guys, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.